Hey, what's up, ecosystem? ACERTUS driver recruitment. The benefits of driving for ACERTUS. Drive away, final mile, car haul, independent contractor. How you can make more money driving. With DeWayne Davis, driver services, John Brown, driver recruitment, and Ryan Wilson in compliance services. Those are the interviews tonight. This is a live driver recruitment show. So bring your questions in the live chat and buckle in because it's Tuesday nights live on Auto Transport Intel. I'm Jay, your host. Welcome back to the show. Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Tuesday Nights Live on Auto Transport Intel. I'm Jay, your host. I want you to feel welcome. Thank you guys so much for joining me again on a Tuesday Nights Live. This is episode 153 in a row on a Tuesday night. And do me a favor, let me know if you can hear me. Oh yeah, let me get my phone. Let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. I'll get a text message if I've got a problem, but I think we're okay. I think we're on track. So thank you guys so much. You know, going live at 8 o'clock Central Time, it's that moment, you know, where you pop out the chute and you jump out of the plane and you hope for the best because it is a live show. So, hey, I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to say welcome. Welcome if this is your first time here. If you got the email, you heard through a friend, somebody at a truck stop, maybe it was on LinkedIn. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know if you can see me okay, hear me okay. Please do say hello in the live chat, and I'm going to do that too. In a few minutes, I'm going to go to the live chat, going to say hello. We're going to see your chats on the screen. I'm going to read. So let me know, what's your company, product, service, where are you at, what's going on with you. Please do say it in the live chat. You might get some help. Somebody just might help you out. We're going to go into industry news at the quarter hour. That is the first major segment of Tuesday Nights Live. Social media news, national news, carrier news, dealer, auction, industry, ecosystem stuff. And I don't think I have any memes tonight. So, you guys got to send me your memes. autotransportintel@gmail.com. We're going to go into the information superhighway. I like to do that one where we set up the topic. Tonight's information superhighway: car shipping and car delivery. What's the difference? Is it the same thing? It's close. It's changing. Then, to be the feature of the night for ACERTUS driver recruitment, we're going to start with DeWayne Davis, driver services. Going to give us kind of an overview of what's going on with ACERTUS as far as vehicle transport, how much there is. ACERTUS does a lot. Have you been to ACERTUSdelivers.com? Do that. That way you can bring some more questions for me. And we're also going to bring in John Brown. He's driver recruitment at ACERTUS Delivers. And we're gonna take a deep dive into the elements of what it takes to drive for ACERTUS and what we're talking about. Because we've got drive away, final mile, as well as over-the-road car hauling. So there is a lot to talk about. There's going to be new information for you tonight. And to make sure that we've got all the rules in place, we're going to have Ryan Wilson of Compliance Services joining us. It's all ACERTUS driver recruitment tonight. So bring your driver recruitment questions because this is the live show. This is it. It's here now. It's tonight. And we're going to start right after this in the live chat. Please do stick around. Say hello. I can't wait to talk to you.
Are you completely stressed out from all the calls and contacts and verification of loads and nobody answers the phone? Call Murphy Auto Dispatch Services today. Murphy Auto Dispatch Services has over 15 years of experience in the transport industry. We are your office while you are on the road. We look, we verify, and we fill out your loads for you. We have an excellent accounting staff and an even better dispatch team. Give us a call today at 417-273-0021. If you want to email me, it's murphyauto31@yahoo.com. Give us a call today.
You got the phone number, the email, and the website's coming up in the live chat. If you need dispatch services, we see it all the time. Carriers, drivers, looking for dispatchers to help them stay loaded or just organized, verify, make those phone calls. There's a lot of detective work to do. We talk about it on Dispatching Live, Thursdays at noon. Sue is my co-host, so be sure to check it out. Tune in on Thursday. And if you need a broker, Sue is a fully licensed broker as well. So we're going to go into the live chat. Let's do that now. And if you're just joining me, thank you so much for joining me on Tuesday Nights Live on Auto Transport Intel. Please remember to leave a like and share and subscribe and tell your friends. Let's go back. I got to go backwards. I got to go back to the beginning. But you are seeing the current live chat on your screen. Ty was in here first. Is this where you find drivers? Yes, Ty, this is where you'll find drivers. So thank you so much for tuning in, buddy. Mark Muller, what's up, all? Mark Muller is here. Mark Muller, you've got a slide in industry news. Joseph McCleary, sup, y'all? Great economy in Elkhart, Indiana. Low fuel prices, high RV demand is the reason RV trailer delivery pays close to over $2 a mile. Transport two for 3 to 3.5 mile, then take cars backhaul. Yeah, it's awesome, man. You got a niche going. That's so cool. Good for you, man. And thank you for letting us know what it is and what's happening, because you're giving people ideas. That's the good thing, right? This is a show full of ideas. This is the Car Shipping Business Channel. We're talking about car shipping. We're talking about business all the time. Jake McLeod from RPM is here. What's up, Jake? Thanks for tuning in and saying hello. Much appreciated. Carlos Braxton, ACB Logistics is here. What's going on, Carlos? Ryan Wynn, yo, finally have a moment to catch a live show. Well, thank you for doing so, Ryan. I know how it is, and I know it's a really long show, and, so we're all busy, so thank you so much for finding that time. I do appreciate it. Mark Rodeke from Superflow Systems is here. What's up, Mark? That's right, Superflow Systems. Got information coming up. If you got some software questions, Mark is in the live chat. ACERTUS is here. What's up, ACERTUS? How you doing? Thanks so much for participating in the show. We got a lot of great information tonight. We're really excited to bring it. Auto Converse is here. What's up, Ryan? And the ATI crew for Tuesday Nights Live. Moozy at Truckify is here. What's up, Moozy? Visit truckify.com. Jake McLeod, Ryan, what's up? Kimberly's here. Thank you so much for what you do, Kimberly, in the live chat, sharing the information. Thank you so much. You can see me, you can hear me. Yep, I'm seeing the levels. Everything looks okay. So we're good so far. It's a live show. Anything can happen. As you guys know, man, we have been through the ringer. And you know what? And I'm sure it's not over. So anything could happen at any time. A storm could pop up. The internet goes crazy. So please keep me posted. And thank you for your patience. 11 Transport, you can see me and hear me. Thank you so much, 11 Transport. Nick Medor says hello. What's up, Nick? Herv King. What's up, Herv? Thank you so much for saying hello. Alicia Belt is here. All right. Hey, what's up? Looking forward to the team tonight on the show. That's awesome. Thank you for taking the time, Alicia. I know you're busy as well, and so it means a lot that everyone can make it tonight. C. Los, hey, from NYC. Awesome. How is NYC treating you? Man, NYC's been in the news lately, am I right? You seen that? Okay, Jay, it's not that kind of show. Murphy Auto Transport Services is here. What's up? So Sue is in the live chat. If you got a question for Sue at Murphy Auto, she's in the live chat. Mark is here. Murphy's here. ACERTUS is here. Everybody's here. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know, it's a big ecosystem, so there's a lot to cover. Silver Mint, hey, what's up? Greetings from the U.S. Highways System. Silver Mint, thank you so much, Edward. Let's see, and then we got some folks. Oh, we got Hitching a Ride Auto Transport. What's up? Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's so cool. And Ty, thank you for the super chat, Ty. Means a lot. You know how it is. Super chats help keep the channel going, right? Every dollar this channel makes goes right back into the channel. Pretty much. I mean, you know, I'm always here. When am I not sitting at this desk working on the show? Tell me when. Just tell me. I don't even know. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. I feel like I've already done the show, but I'm here and I'm live and I'm excited that you're here too. Cool. So that's live chat for tonight. If anybody else has anything, again, if you want to promote your company, product, or service, people email me, say, you know, how do I get involved with the show? autotransportintel@gmail.com. Let me know more. We've got Cars on the Move Roundtable every month where we have a group where we talk. You know, that's more carrier based, but you know what's cool? When we get a dealer or a broker in there that wants to help connect to carriers or improve their business overall. Because you know what? This isn't a private club. This is a place for everybody. You know, the auto transport ecosystem's huge. I mean, it's huge. Still trying to put my arms around it, and everybody's welcome here. Let's see. OEMs, auctions, dealers, shippers, brokers, carriers, services, technology, insurance, regulations, equipment, loads, I mean load boards, mobile apps, CRM, TMS, etc. All welcome here. Maybe the only place where you'll find that. Auto Transport Intel welcomes the entire industry. By the way, I see it. Oh man, thank you so much, Mark. Yes. Starting up the super chat machine. Thank you so much, Mark, at Superflow Systems. I really do appreciate it. I do highly recommend if you've got a Superflow software question of any time. Again, you know what, we just went through that list. Let's do it again. Mobile app, TMS, load board, CRM, car shipping calculator. How do I pay my drivers faster? Ask Mark. He's right here in the super chat. Feel free to do that. Thank you so much, Mark. That's so awesome. And I know Kimberly's choice. It's going to be salmon, yellowtail, tuna roll. TC the Cellian needs a car delivered. Hey, what's up, TC? Boy, you've hit the right spot. I do. I love it when I get shippers in the show emailing me. And you know, have you been to autotransportintel.com lately? You can ask a question. There's a phone number. You can call a phone number. You can talk to somebody, live chat. So whether you made it to a live show or you just go to autotransportintel.com. So that's so cool. Man, look at this. We got a shipper in the live chat. It's going to go like hotcakes. Says, I need a car delivered in Illinois. I bought a car in Illinois and I need it in California. Look at this, man. It's a feeding frenzy. Oh, Saki. I forgot Saki. Hey, Jay, I'm in Canada. I'm looking to get into cross-border transport. Awesome. I love that niche. Just looking to find out who was looking to get vehicle transported from Canada to U.S. You know what, Herb? I think that's an excellent niche. This industry is full of niches, whether you do enclosed, open, 9-car, 3-car, you run 95, you do the snowbirds, or maybe you specialize in repo because you know how specific it is to set the appointments and deal with cars with no axles. You know, that's a joke. Or you always deliver to the port because you got a TWIC. I love these niches. So yeah, Herv, feel free to do me a favor. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Do that. Keep that in mind. But also stay tuned tonight because I love a specific question like that. And I love that kind of niche. That's awesome. 19C, there we go. TC's throwing up the year, make, and model. 66 Impala. Does it run? Does it drive? Is it in a driveway? Is it in a ditch? I'm just kidding. No, those questions get asked. There we go. Jake said it. We do. There. See? Look at that. You know what? The connections happen live on Auto Transport Intel. That's the coolest thing. I'm sorry it's a police siren. Sometimes it's a truck noise. I don't, it's random. I don't know what's going to happen. It's a live show, but I'll tell you what, here's what you want to do. Go ahead and stick around. Keep going in the live chat. Stick around, because what we're going to do is right after this, we're going to go into industry news, and you aren't going to want to miss it. We'll be right back.
Have you checked out the latest updates from Dispatch Center? We have been busy perfecting workflows and adding new features. Keep an eye out for things such as upgraded messaging, advanced notifications, and self-dispatching. Our messaging center now sends emails and text messages to the admin when a message has been received. These notifications help to ensure a message is never missed. Advanced notifications are simply notifications that are sent out if one of the loads on your route has a price increase. Have you ever wished that you could dispatch a load without waiting for the broker to approve your request? This is now possible. Brokers and dealerships can enable self-dispatch on a carrier's account, allowing the carrier to complete a dispatch without manual approval from the posting company. This is a great time saver if you already have an established and trusting business relationship. Carriers, ask your favorite brokers and dealerships to mark you as self-dispatch today. Lastly, have you noticed related load suggestions when you use our search feature? These suggested loads are vehicles that fit within the route that you've searched and may be a great fit for any additional open spaces or your backhaul. Dispatch Center is constantly being updated and upgraded. Keep an eye out for emails detailing new features and tips.
Well, all right. Hey, that is the Superflow Dispatch Center load board system. You can go to dispatchcenter.com. Also go to truckify.com. The app and the load board do connect. It's all from Superflow Systems. There's more software. You've got links in the live chat, so check that out. By the way, I want to say thank you before the live chat moves on. Auto Converse says TNL is the bomb. Thank you so much, Ryan. When you visit autotransportintel.com, you'll notice before the autotransportintel.com, autoconversion.net. Ryan, he created autoconversion.net, helps host the Auto Transport Intel website. Check that out. Thank you, Ryan, for what you do. You do a great job. Got a great tech stack. In fact, I'm live on Ryan's show tomorrow. I'm his co-host on Wednesdays on the MTC show, so you'll want to check that out. Let's see here. Yep, we're doing good. We're doing good. Okay, so it is time to go into industry news. Oh, it's 8:18. We're kind of right on time. We're a few minutes late, but better late than never. ACERTUS Driver Recruitment, that's tonight's show. It's episode 153. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to learn a lot tonight. There's DeWayne Davis, John Brown, and Brian Wilson. They are in my interview panel tonight. DeWayne, Driver Services. John, Driver Recruitment. Ryan, Compliance Services. This is going to be a great show. Thank you guys so much. This is on the ACERTUSdelivers.com suite of products. Vehicle transport, title registration, vehicle storage, care services, last mile compliance. That's a lot of stuff because there's a lot of things happening in car delivery. Why drive with ACERTUS? We're going to learn more about it tonight, but let's take a look. Great money, flexible schedule, fast payment, technology, referral bonus, safety incentive program. We're going to learn more about that stuff tonight. I don't know why that does that. This was last week. I saw somebody on LinkedIn was excited about the show tonight. That was last week. So I'm sorry you missed it, but please check it out. Let me tell you more about how you can do that. By the way, this is the Jack Cooper, some information and pictures about Jack Cooper. Great stuff. That was a great show. So if you missed it, go to the Auto Transport Intel YouTube channel, and there it is. Jack is back. That was last week. Tonight is ACERTUS Driver Recruitment. I created this frame. I was trying to, sum up the auto transport industry. I've been, pondering this for weeks. Created this about 3 or 4 weeks ago. OEMs, auctions, dealers, shippers, brokers, loads, carrier services, equipment regulations. That, I think, is pretty close to the snow globe of auto transport. What happens is a lot of those verticals get overlooked by the other verticals, and I think that's a misnomer, that's an error, and it's not right. So we here on Auto Transport Intel, we try to cover it all. ACERTUS, relentless drive to deliver. Look at that. Now, this is how I put this together today. This would be what ACERTUS does. That's a lot. And actually, I think OEMs are in there too. Am I right, ACERTUS? Let me know. Did I miss OEMs? So, some of the stuff that, you know this, in auto transport, these are some of the highlights of, if you're an auto transport business, can you guarantee the dates of pickup and delivery? I mean, guarantee. Well, I don't know if I'd use that word guarantee, but we're going to come pretty close to trying to say that. How about how long will it take to get my car after it's picked up? Well, we're going to try to give you a pretty good estimate on that. Is my vehicle fully insured during transport? This is something important that a broker helps you understand as a shipper, because it's a concern, right? Now that it's gotten picked up, now that the first two are done, what about this one? Are we covered? Are you in good hands? Can I put other items inside the vehicle? Then you get other questions like this. Well, you know what? That's a good question. And it's actually a pretty specific long answer. Yeah, it can be quick. We also like to talk about, hey, what are the charges? Did you see this? Have you been to the Vroom site? I had to look pretty hard to find this page, but Vroom, look at this. Vroom charges $5.99 to deliver a vehicle within the 48 states. How'd they come up with that number? And that's a number no matter if it's going to New Hampshire or Miami, or how about what consumers want? Let's talk about that. Who talks about that in auto transport? By the way, would you buy a car online without visiting a dealership? Yes, 42%, very likely. Would you be willing to pay a fee to have someone come to your location in order to appraise your trade-in instead of going to the dealership? Would you, once you agree on the final details of the vehicle purchase, would you be willing to have the new vehicle delivered to you? And would you pay a fee for that? That's pretty good stuff. You know, you don't think it falls under Mannheim Auto Auction, but there it is on the Mannheim Express mobile app. Request concierge service. Well, shoot, man. When are we going to talk about car shipping? We already are. That's one of the things I say to people. I have meetings a lot, and I've been bringing this up. You know what? Newsflash. Home delivery, I think that's car shipping. I think so. I think we're going to have to talk about it some more. Here, this was on Automotive News. One of Mannheim's immediate moves in the aftermath of the switch to all digital sales was to increase the number of images and condition reports, to 18 from 7. There you go. Better CRs, better inspections. That's something the shippers want. Mannheim has had more involved inspection and CR process for its Mannheim Express mobile trading platform. The Mannheim Express report, geared to vehicles being off-site, includes video footage, audio of engine noises, 360-degree images of exterior. Did you see my post on LinkedIn recently about how, let's see, video footage, 360-degree? Yeah, I don't think we're doing that on auto transport vehicle inspections. Gosh, do the shippers expect that? Holy cow, what are we going to do? Now what do we do? I don't know. Do we have to do anything yet? The question is, when are we going to have to do something? That's the question. Another question is my graphic going to come? I don't know why it does this. It's kind of frustrating. I tried to install a new graphics program, but then it didn't work. So, and I'm talking about it live on my show. Come on, Jay. Hey, this is how you get your car shipping news. You know you can put it up on the big screen, right? Screencast it. Throw it up on the big screen so the trucking queen can dance to the theme song. Where's Michael Culler? Hey, just a heads up to any fellow wedgie owner operators. If you're thinking about buying a 20 Ram, just be aware they are blowing high-pressure pumps left and right. See, the carrier and the driving and the truck stuff gets a lot of attention on social media. But what about all the other stuff? In fact, I tried to veer off topic. Let's see, here we go. I tried to talk about dispatching. Gosh, I don't know why dispatching is so controversial. Andre says, what is a backhaul? Does it cost less to go back? Who came up with that term? Well, a backhaul is a common industry term that means a load for the trailer so that the carrier isn't empty after delivering to a location. Well, in that case, isn't every load a backhaul? Some people seem to think that one should pay more or less than the other. Seems like a stupid explanation. That some people are buying and others are pushing. Well, any load coming back from where a carrier delivers could be considered a backhaul. The problem is many carriers and dispatchers pick great paying loads that go to locations where there's no good paying loads coming back to where they need to return. That leads to empty spaces on a trailer, sometimes for long distances, which equates to not making money or losing valuable time waiting for a load to bring back. But if you're going to deliver a great paying load to a remote location and sell your business when you get there, then you're right. No need for a backhaul. And I hope that clarifies things. Hey, hours of service, still getting a lot of news. And there's a video where to find a 2-3 hour 14 clock pause in the new hours of service. So just go to YouTube or go to, I think that's, shoot. I didn't do a good job of showing that. I think it's Overdrive magazine, Overdrive Online. Anyways, I think if you Google the pause button for the 14-hour clock, interesting video. Thanks for the video, guys. Hey, road check coming up September 9th through 11th. They're going to do it. It did get postponed previously from, I don't know, was that August? I think this is happening. Just had brake safety week. Now we're going to go right into another road check. What is wrong with this load? This is the kind of stuff you see a lot on Facebook. So look at the straps and put it in the live chat. Anybody? Bueller? What is wrong with those straps? Alright, well, we're going to find out. Here it is. The middle truck is strapped down, pulling in the same direction. And the first strap pulling forward also. So there you go. So when he stops, slingshot, flip of the week. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully not. That's why we're talking about it. See, the point is education. Sometimes it takes a visual to drive that thing home, though. You might get a message via text for dispatch services. If you do, let us know. You can read it. You know, BOLs, phone calls, saving time, making money, irritating work, be at your beck and call. This guy, this guy is a total a-hole. Ohio to Kansas. Let's see. So he listed this load. We called him twice because, of course, he did not answer the second time I called. He told me not to call him if he didn't answer. He was busy. He's at the auction. You need people to quit calling him. Why list a load if you don't want people to call? Man. You might want to have somebody else. You may want to put a different phone number up there. That's why, see, on Dispatch Center, you don't have to call. You can just hit a button and negotiate, do the rate, get the load, right? Do all that. Don't bother the guy. He's at the auction. Must be an independent because he's not a Mannheim. Well, unless he's looking at a screen. Anyways, you hear the good news. Dispatch Center has over 1,000 carriers, over 100 brokers signed up already this year. Good job, Dispatch Center. That's awesome, man. So, we're talking about Final Mile. Wow, no. Final Mile again? When's he going to talk about car shipping? Well, answer me, riddle me this. How is Final Mile? Here's the thing. If the 9-car hauler doesn't want to do Final Mile, and the dealership, they can't have their sales guys doing Final Mile, who's going to do it? Who's going to fill the gap and drive these cars to the people? Look at this. Look at this information. Vehicles sold without visiting the dealership. You're going to be at 8 million in a few years. Well, who's going to move all those cars? By the way, Carvana delivers cars to the house, and Carvana now has trucks. Well, wait a minute. Carvana's in car hauling and home delivery. Wait, so are you saying that? Yes, I'm saying that. Final Mile is car shipping. Here's a question I got on my top 12 car hauling load boards. How do you sign up to Carvana? And who's the best dispatcher in the West? I like that one. That should be a movie. Best dispatcher in the West. Well, I'll tell you what. Right now, you can call Carvana. Call the 480 number. Just go ahead and jot that down. Or, while you're jotting things down, go to tinyurl.com/Y9S764HS. Okay, I might try to do that. Hey, I'm live 4 times a week. Tuesday nights live, Wednesday afternoons with Ryan, Thursdays dispatching live, Fridays cars on the move. Got a lot to talk about. Have you checked out the podcast? You should. You know how to do that? Go to autotransportintel.com, click on podcast. Try that. Do that. Oh, Cars on the Move monthly roundtable. When's the next one? Monday, September 4th, 7 p.m. What do you guys do there? Nothing. It's a secret. Okay, so it's not a secret. But it is time for the ELD punch. And we're going to keep things going, but I need I just need a sip of ELD punch, because you know what? There's no other way to make ELD go down so smooth. Hey, did you know about the Truckify links on Central Dispatch? Central Dispatch is like doing what? No, they probably already know. So if you go in the reference ID, now there are hyperlinks. Copy and paste that into your browser. Book it. Negotiate. Get it while it's hot with Truckify.
Access is everything. Hi everybody, this is Bill Zadites inviting you to become a member of CMG Premium. CMG Premium provides you with an upgraded level of knowledge, research, data, analysis, and much more. With VIP content curated from all of our industry verticals, you'll have more access with CMG Premium. Start your 45-day free trial by visiting autoremarketing.com and click on the green tab labeled Members. That's the green tab labeled Members at autoremarketing.com. Have access to more with CMG Premium.
All right, welcome back to Auto Transport Intel. Let's see, checking that audio, checking that video. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. So we're halfway through industry news, and yeah, I promise we're gonna get to the interview. We're gonna get to the panel. I know it's a long show. It's Automotive Late Night, so thank you so much for joining me. And there's a lot to talk about. Got to get your brain ready though. We got to be ready, because we got to be ready, right? That's a long time to get people ready, Jay. Well, CMG Premium membership, auto remarketing. Have you been to autoremarketing.com? With great articles like this? Cox Automotive continues to leverage the pieces of its service portfolio to benefit the dealerships. Mannheim, V-Auto. There's a lot of information. Again, Mannheim Express Concierge. Dealers have told us that they want tighter connection between V-Auto and Mannheim. Yeah, there's a lot of information here. You guys know Cox Automotive, big name in automotive and auto transport, etc. But there is a lot of information, and that's what we try to share here. How about this one? The key to remote wholesale buying is being able to effectively arbitrate a disputed purchase. Well, how do you do that? A good CR, you need a good inspection. You can't tell me if you were standing in the lane that you opened the door in every car and smelled it as it was driving through the lane. The condition report tells you in 2 seconds. So good arbitration claims start with a good CR. Running vehicles down the auction lane is only a preference. There's your news flash. Running vehicles down the auction lane is only a preference, not a prerequisite to a successful sale. Amazing. How much change can you take? How about this? The evolution of the automotive digital retailing. You know, dealers up until very recently were like, yeah, I know, we can do websites. Yeah, there's other people doing it online. And then suddenly, oh, I guess we're all going to be doing it online. Well, how about, I share this too. The economics of driver repossessions. Who would have thought there was so much behind repo? Did you know that? Did you know how much was behind repo? I ask this because, again, I know, like, what we're doing on Auto Transport Intel, there's a lot of 9-car guys or over that, yeah, you know, I'm good, I'm driving, everything's fine. Really? Nothing's changed? Nothing's changed. Really? Okay. That's interesting. That is very interesting, because I'll tell you what, here's another change. Automotive News reports Ford Motor Company is preparing to trim about 1,000 salaried jobs in North America. But you know what? That ain't going to affect you. Let's see. It's part of its $11 billion global restructuring. It began 2 years ago. Ford is in the midst of a sweeping reorganization. Calls it financial fitness. Last year, Ford closed plants, eliminated thousands of jobs in Europe, 7,000 salary positions worldwide. So you're still good? You're still good. Okay, you're still good. All right, so how about Japan's flying car gets off the ground? Can you put that on your stinger? I don't know. SkyDrive Cartivator. Have you seen this? It's a pretty cool video. The video shows to reporters on Friday, contraption looked like a slick motorcycle with propellers lifted several feet off the ground, hovered in a netted area for 4 minutes. Right. Okay, fair enough. All right. There's room for a little bit of ribbing there. I get it. Fukuzawa, who heads the SkyDrive effort, said he hopes the flying car could be real life till in 2023. This is interesting. Of the world's more than 100 flying car projects, only a handful have succeeded with a person on board. That's worth noting. The SD-03 SkyDrive manned flight. Check that out. By the way, here's a term you got to know. The eVTOL. Nobody says that. Electrical vertical takeoff and landing. eVTOL. I say eVTOL. Tomato. Nuclear, you know. Hey, here's a Mannheim notice. Southern California Market Center will be initiating carpool or transporter registration process. What? Beginning, yeah, okay, right around now. Really? And by the way, note the no overnight parking areas. Going to be cracking down. Here's some more information. I saw this on Facebook. Now, this has got to be mentioned. So now the latest from our good friends at Mannheim. Unless you work for Mannheim, no water for you. This is carriers talking. No water for carriers. No bathroom for carriers. Either bring a printed gate pass or pay $5. Starting in a few weeks, they're going to be charging transporters for any and all assistance. Charges starting at $25. Now, this is what the carrier said. I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody at Mannheim. Although I'm available at autotransportintel@gmail.com. Let us know. I don't know. This is what the carriers say about it, if it's true. Sounds like time for Mannheim pickup surcharge applied to the loads. Transport charges should go up if you're picking up at the Mannheim. See how fast the dealers stop buying. I'm sure they'll soon regret the decision to withhold water. They had to call an ambulance for an older gentleman on Wednesday. Where did it come from? From one of the security guards when I had the audacity to ask them to contact the jump truck. She said, big change is coming. The bathroom and the water thing's already in place. Well, there you go. Okay. So we got a little bit of investigative journalism. Let's see what else we got. It's not like Mannheim employees actually help with any kind of assistance anyways. I mean, maybe 1 out of every 10 employees will help out. That comment got 10 thumbs up. Would love to see transporters strike on all Mannheims. They just... Holy mackerel. Wow. Wait till they start to charge to load and unload. Only 5 trucks at a time, so with the fee, yada yada. Wow, they just keep going. Man, this is on Facebook. So, yeah, you know, sure. Okay. Ready Logistics new carrier registration application. That's in process too right now. If you've had a hard time getting set up with Ready, try it now. Oh man, I've totally missed out on the live chat. I missed all kinds of live chat comments. Dang it. And people are hiring. Man, there is hiring all over the place. Have you noticed that? This is Midwestern car carriers. I didn't share them all. There were too many to share. Hey, you got a business plan? Muller Transporting LLC does. That's right. Well done, Mark Muller. Talking to Ty at CTS Business Coaching, working hard, building a business. Awesome, man. I like this too. I saw this on Instagram. This is a great use of social media. Well done, Mogul Auto. Nice. There's another one. Right? It's not that hard to promote your business. You just have to do it. Look at this. It's a t-shirt party at K-Walls Trucking. I literally just got that off Instagram like right before the show started. Let's see what else we got here. I think I got a few more. Okay, yeah. I did mention this. You can click on the reminder on the YouTube channel. Join us on Thursday at noon. That's a fun show. That show rocks. Dispatching live load board search advice and craziness. The show is a little bit crazy. Dispatching's kind of crazy. Cars on the Move, Dealers, Auctions, and Carriers on Fridays with Ty. That show's awesome. We are live on location. Oh, don't miss the Automotive Logistics Supply Chain Live event in September. And also, if you have an event coming up, email me, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Be my guest on the show. Because, listen, check it out. You can place your order now, and here it is. There's an ATI 15% off code, ATI 15 off. Okay, again, that's on the Automotive Logistics Supply Chain Live. What's that code? What is it? ATI. Who remembers it? ATI 15 off. Yes, it is. ATI 15 off. So check that out. This is the show tomorrow, the MTC show with Ryan. We're so close to that interview. Woo! Getting so excited. Carl Van Osteren at Disco. This is the Car Shipping Business Channel, man. This is Auto Transport Intel. I'm Jay, your host. It's Tuesday Nights Live. What we're going to do is this. We're going to do a real quick information superhighway. I just want to go through a few more of those slides. Please keep it going in the live chat. Thank you guys so much for saying hello, sharing information. Keep it going. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. So stick around. We're going to be right back. It'll be a few more minutes, and then we're going to be live. But before that, got a few things to talk about. Does anybody feel like we're having an ACERTUS party tonight? So we are. We're having the ACERTUS party tonight. ACERTUSdelivers.com. You want to go there. ACERTUS does a lot more than just car haul, load board, mobile app. That's what a lot of carriers know about. Vehicle transport. They also do storage, care and compliance, and maintenance. There's a lot to ACERTUS. So you want to find out more about ACERTUS, go to ACERTUSdelivers.com. And tonight we're focused on ACERTUS driver recruitment. So let me say this. Let's go into the information superhighway. And yes, this is the Car Shipping Business Channel. Before I bring in DeWayne Davis, I just want to point out a few more things about what we're talking about tonight. Yes, auto transport ecosystem, right? OEMs, auctions, dealers, shippers, brokers. We're focused on dealers, shippers, final mile, because, okay, there's car haul, car shipping, and then there's dealer, home delivery. Is it the same companies? Who does this? As a matter of fact, ACERTUS is one of those large companies that knows that you've got over-the-road car hauling, and then you've got final mile home delivery. You've got concierge, pickup, delivery for service. And what about test drives? Because with COVID and everything going on, I don't have to tell you, we aren't going to go back through the story of COVID tonight. But there's a lot more people doing home delivery of vehicles, online car buying, and it's not stopping. So who's going to deliver all these vehicles? Who are the drivers? You know, you see the Carvana commercial and you see the flatbed. Do we know anything about the driver? How did the driver get the job? Is that the same as a car hauler? Is it a tow truck driver? Is it a driveway driver? Is it an Uber driver? How did all of this happen? Well, we're going to talk about it tonight. Because as I roll through these slides, yes, so much has changed. What's the workforce? Who does this work? And how did they get that job? What company manages this work? Right? Because if you know, I don't know if you know this, but I've tuned into dealer webinars, and they're like, dealers are like, yeah, we can't have sales managers like taking the time to just deliver a vehicle for a home test drive. We don't have time for that. And I've heard other dealerships are like, well, should we get some trucks? Do we get into trucking? Should we get some assets? Hey, are you sure about that? Why don't you hire a company that already does that? Leave it to a company that already does that. Okay? And do you know about companies that do that? And what about if you're a car hauler? Can you maybe expand your business proposition? Have you heard of new businesses that are mixing car shipping with car delivery? I have. I absolutely have. And that's what we're talking about. So that's the information superhighway tonight. It was quick, it was short, it was sweet. Ooh, man. Did you guys see what time it is? it is time to go into the interview with DeWayne Davis. We're in the live chat right now. So here's what's going to happen. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'm going to start up the meeting right now because the video I'm going to roll is going to be short and it's not going to be long enough to do the scramble that's needed to get into the interview. So I'm going to send this. Right now. Oh, and Ron Sardina. Ron is in the live chat. So while Dwayne and John and Ryan are live on camera with me, Ron can help answer your questions about ACERTUS driver recruitment. So here's what I want you to do. Do me a favor. Stick around. We're going to be right back with DeWayne Davis. You're not going to want to miss it. But check this out.
Hi, I'm Bill Builder, co-founder and CEO of ACERTUS. I'm incredibly proud to announce that ACERTUS has been named to Inc. magazine's top fastest growing companies for the second year in a row. This is truly an incredible honor. None of this would have been possible without our loyal customers, our dedicated partners, and most importantly, our amazing team. Thank you all for making this possible for a second year in a row.
Thank you so much, Bill. We appreciate it, and the auto transport industry appreciates your contribution, the education that you bring, and the jobs, right? There's lots of work out there, and the management it takes to bring that full picture together. Can you imagine, right? Trying to service a nationwide dealership franchise and all of the requests and needs that they have nationwide. It's a lot to manage. So what we're going to do is, before we get into the specifics of driver recruitment, we're going to go into the first part of our interview and panel. We've got DeWayne Davis. Let's see if Dwayne, can you see me and hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, so Dwayne is with us. We are live with DeWayne Davis of Driver Services. And what we're going to do, Dwayne, is let's just talk a little bit about the overview of vehicle transport at ACERTUS and, what that looks like. And tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Okay. Well, first of all, Jay, really appreciate you inviting us on your show. Real pleasure to be here. I know we've some other members of our team has been here in the past, so it was just honored to be asked to come on to talk about our great company at ACERTUS, as you saw with Bill's his message regarding the Inc. 500 of fastest growing companies. So proud to be part of this company, and I am the driver services manager here at ACERTUS, and also have under my umbrella responsibility is the driver recruitment, onboarding, and training team, as well as our care team, which falls under the driver services, where we take care of our drivers out on the road, because they are the lifeblood of what we do in the driveway part of the business. But we do a lot of different things at ACERTUS, and actually we are the only company. We have more services available in our type of industry than any of our competitors. So, and you've already covered some of those, about 7 different ones. I mean, from vehicle transport, which includes the car haul side of it, which is very important. But in addition to that, you got the driveway side, where we actually put drivers that are moving vehicles for our clients or for fleet companies, so driving all over the country. That's transparent. You don't really know that, and you don't see that. It's kind of one of those invisible type of businesses until they get to the end user. But it's very important, and that's a service that's offered to our clients that may want to not want to put a vehicle on a car haul. They may have a specific reason why, or it could be a cost factor, and so they prefer us to drive the vehicle to their location. We offer under vehicle transport expedited services, that home delivery or that last mile delivery that you referred to a little bit earlier, critical deliveries, as well as personal vehicle shipping. So we don't just work for large companies or dealerships or OEMs or fleet management companies or large leasing companies. Will move a car individually for someone if they so choose, or they hire us to do that. Vehicle storage, We have 55 plus vehicle storage locations, across our, country. Care and maintenance. Not only will we pick up your vehicle, but we will provide those in-service services like auto detailing, premium car wash, and oil change, auto repairs, windshield repairs, just anything that may be needed or required by the client or requested, by the client. We'll do that. Title and registrations, large part of we have a large operation in Kansas City, Missouri, that handles nothing but title and registration services for our clients. And then there's that last mile delivery that you referred to, and that's handing those keys over and pulling that vehicle up into the a client's driveway and handing the keys over to them, that it is road ready. It's ready for them to get into it. It's clean. It's been washed or detailed. All the maintenance has been done, and they can get in it. It has at least a quarter of a tank of gas, unless requested for more, and they can get it and they can drive to the store, drive to work, immediately. So that door-to-door type of delivery, as well as local moves. And then compliance services that our Director of Compliance Services will talk about a little bit more. Ryan Wilson will talk about the IFTA, as well as toll and transponder management, driver qualification management, safety management, title and registration renewals, and telematics, just a variety of different services that we offer on the compliance side. And some of our customers, just to give you an idea, we have a large variety of clients and customers. Now, I mentioned just a few minutes ago about automotive dealers, car auctions, we talked about that, and that OEMs, the original equipment manufacturers, auto remarketing companies, fleet management companies, mobility companies, relocation and moving companies, and again, we'll take a one-off in a personal pickup and delivery for an individual client. So that's just some of the things that we do, and I don't think anybody of our competitors cover the variety of services that we do. And we do it technology-based, and that's what we pride ourselves on, is being able to provide end-to-end solutions for our client from the entire life cycle of a vehicle.
That's a lot. I mean, that really, that is a lot. And that's what's so interesting is that, as Ty and I like to talk about, we'll go back to the inception of how one gets into car hauling and auto transport and car shipping, and that it's focused on, okay, I need a truck, I need a tractor, I need some loads, and I'm going to move some cars. But the picture you painted is so much larger than just one man's route. And that's the thing, is when those larger companies that ACERTUS works with and provides for, the amount of services required to fulfill their entire need goes far beyond just one truck and a route. Storage,
Absolutely.
Compliance, maintenance, care. It is pretty amazing. It's a lot to manage.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And the nice thing when it comes to the drive-away side is that we have those clients that require that white glove type of business, they like that personal touch, and they may not. Car haul is a large part of our business, obviously, but we do have some customers that they may not want the large car hauler to pull up in their in their neighborhood, et cetera. So those would be drop shipped or dropped off at one of our many different storage locations or 39 plus offices across the country, and then we'll have a local driver that will provide that last mile delivery, and that white glove type of delivery to our clients.
I don't think there's a 9-car hauler that hasn't been asked to bring the car to the door, and they just can't. They can't. They need to meet somewhere, and then the shipper didn't know that was going to be needed to be done, and this gets into education and whatnot. But yeah, you've got to be prepared to support those pieces, and I mean it's a great service.
Yep. And not only that, but in addition to not wanting to pull up in someone's neighborhood, but there may be services or additional items that need to be completed on that particular unit that's not necessarily feasible or is provided by an auto hauler company that need that personal touch and that local touch at that local hub or that local office there that our drivers can take care of that from a local standpoint.
And so then as we move into not only that, those differences already existed, but now as we move into a car buying consumer public that really expects the home delivery, The thinking of how contracts interact with a driver and a home delivery consumer. I mean, now we're really getting into the minutia of final mile, and we've kind of moved out of traditional shipping at this point. But I know I've heard the question, who does this?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
That question gets asked all the time. I know that's another thing I like to talk about, the ecosystem, because a lot the dealer part gets left out, except for, okay, the car's located at a dealership. That's when the dealer gets mentioned. But when you talk about when the dealership sells the car to the consumer, who's going to deliver it? Who's going to help with any parts that come up with the contract? How about branding? How about branding of a driver? Right? Does a car hauler carry an outfit of every dealership? No.
No. Right. The neat thing about it too, and it's that personal touch, and gives the client that sense of not only safety and security, and again, that white glove type of business that we go as far to when we dispatch a driver or one of our independent contractors to a particular location or a customer's home. They get an email with an actual photo of the person that's going to be delivering that vehicle to their home, so they know what to expect, and they know what Joe's going to look like when he pulls up in the driveway. And they say, "Hey, Joe," they know the name, and so that gives them that sense of safety and security, and that also that sense of again, that kind of closer touch to the customer. So that's what the Driveway offers.
When you say that, like, I can't help but have the thought bubble that is going to be standard in auto transport. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much longer it will take but right there are people working on software right now thinking, yeah, we need to add that. We need to add that automated text that goes to the whoever is the receiver, right, with a picture of the driver and his truck or the company name, because it exists in every other industry. If you go get a roofing estimate, I think they send you a picture of the guy that's going to come out and give you the estimate. I don't know if that's standard yet, but anyways, yeah. So, and here's another thing I talk about. Auto transport, we're so used to being last in innovation. Now, I know that can hurt, that can sting as an industry, but it's true. Auto transport and car shipping, even this channel itself still surprises a lot of people. I'm like, it shouldn't, really? Because every industry has several news resources, magazines, TV shows, but auto transport, no, we're just used to being in the Stone Age as far as consumer perception, and that's about to end.
Yeah, there will always be the basic things. Automotive is automotive, and it will never go away because people like cars and people need cars. So we're in a very unique type of business, and one that'll never go away. But you're absolutely correct. And you mentioned about innovation. That's one thing we pride ourselves on. Is internally, it's not only continuing to build and grow, but to continue to stay ahead of the innovative curve, and again, we pride ourselves, being a technology-based company, logistics company, and not that's first and foremost, but why not use the technology, to make your job easier, work smarter rather than to work harder, and to provide just a constant stream of information and communication, to our clients, both back and forth. And we have a brand new set of I shouldn't say brand new. It came out a few months ago, and it's called VINlocity. App. That was. And
I got to see. I had a personal demo at Used Car Week, and I want to see more about VINlocity. Now that's not the focus of tonight's show, but I want to see more about VINlocity. Yep. I'll tell you what here's what I need to do before I forget is I'm gonna send an email to John, because we're going to bring him in here, and in a few minutes, we're going to start taking that deeper dive into driver recruitment. But for anyone that doesn't know what and it's on the screen there, in a nutshell, what is VINlocity?
Yeah, well, VINlocity, and for us from the Driveway standpoint, it is an app that is used to actually run our business and to complete orders and to complete electronic condition reports. Now we have different parts of it, and Ryan will go into a little bit more on the compliance side as to some of the different offerings. But it is our own proprietary, software that was created by our outstanding development and IT team, which we have some great folks.
Right, and we got to meet Craig.
Yeah.
A couple months ago, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And there's nothing better than having your own homegrown in-house, software and management system. But in essence, that's the way our driver, and I'm speaking from an independent contractor who's actually picking up and delivering a vehicle, that as long as they have a smartphone, which is what they use, and that's how they conduct their business from a technology standpoint, of picking up the vehicle and doing an electronic condition report using the app. And when they deliver the vehicle, or if they provide any service or communication back and forth, they just use that app on their smartphone.
Right.
And we do have an expert, one of our trainers, Ron Sardina, that's on. So if you have any questions, you can certainly use the chat, and he can answer any additional questions about VINlocity and VINlocity Driver.
Okay, and so so John Brown is now live with us. John, can you see us and hear us?
I can. Hi, Jay. How are you?
All right. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
What's up, John?
Tonight.
Thanks for having me. How you doing, DeWayne?
You guys work together on a regular basis,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, because he's a Cleveland Browns fan, so I'm forced to have to work with some folks. I couldn't go without mentioning that. And
good job getting that in there early.
I had to. Yeah.
Hey man, that's the camaraderie, right? Like it's it is fun. Like so, Ty and I, Ty's in the live chat. When you work with somebody every day, right? That's part of when you're educating and training. Because what do you all do together? Do you do driver recruitment and training on a regular basis? I mean, is that what kind of things do you guys work on together?
Yes, we do driver recruitment and training together. DeWayne obviously he manages the product that we are actually putting out. We're recruiting drivers on a daily basis, taking them through a process. And then on top of that, we are actually going ahead and putting them in an orientation piece. And those drivers are going through training, learning our bylaws and the laws of the road. And then from there, we are getting them on the road and servicing our clients.
So, okay, so let's get, I like to lay out like terminology and definitions. ACERTUS driver recruitment, we're talking about what drivers for what, right? Let's get into the nitty gritty. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about, and by the way, you say driveway, right? Driveway doesn't get talked about all the time as far as car haul. Why don't you do me a favor? Clarify what drive-away is for anybody that doesn't know what drive-away is.
Ready for our clients, turnkey ready. Our clients, they want a service from us. They expect us to deliver those vehicles across the country. Jay, we service the entire country, all 50 states.
Okay, so and then drive-away, and what that looks like is drive-away is like as you said, short distance deliveries, right? And you got people getting together, whether it's in a van or just getting in a car. We're talking about independent contractor, gig worker moves that don't require loading a vehicle on a trailer.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Well, but if I could interject, you talked about short moves. We do that last mile delivery is the short moves. Our drivers and independent contractors may pick up a unit, whether it's just it may be a Toyota Camry, or it could be a DOT or CDL type vehicles. If they hold a DOT medical card, or if they have a CDL A or B license, they may pick up a unit in Burlington, North Carolina, and drive that to San Diego, California. So do the math on that. That's a long way.
Right. And that's one of the things I've also heard exactly. Some of these, so again, the vehicle wasn't loaded on a trailer, but somebody's getting in the vehicle and driving it. Could be hundreds of miles. Normally it's a shorter move, less than 100 miles, but it could be longer.
We average 500 miles and below with our drivers.
Okay.
We're 500 miles is our average and below. And we prepare these drivers ahead of time. It's a great time to be here with us. During these essential times here that's going on right now, our clients need us more than ever right now. Mm-hmm. And Jay, so preparing our drivers, My job basically is to recruit these drivers, bring great people on board to an exceptional company. We get these drivers on board, Jay. I mean, let me tell you some of the things about us. I mean, with our drivers, Jay, one of the great things about us is we give your drivers 80% of their pay up front, including fuel, which is included in the 80%. And then once they make the delivery and have taken care of the vehicle, we want to deliver, again, I use the term turnkey ready, which is a clean vehicle ready to go to our clients. Once the driver delivers that vehicle, he receives the other 20%. And that's not the end of their journey. We want to dispatch them and move them to another vehicle to service another client in another state and just keep them moving. Great thing about us too, we have a care team on board with us that helps us to stay in touch with our drivers, monitor our drivers. We want to have a path to success with everyone in the company. So, we have these drivers in Canada and just across the country. We are.
That question came up, yeah.
Yeah, so we also service Canada.
And let's keep in mind, these are, Jay, these are all of our over-the-road independent contractors. They're not employed. We do have local employees, local part-time employees at those 39 plus offices, but these are independent contractors. So, and it's a very diverse group of drivers, anywhere from retired individuals to someone that just, loves to drive and loves to go out and see the country. It's a great way to kind of go on vacation and get paid for it. If you get to drive across the country and in that run from Burlington to San Diego, a lot of things to see in between there as you cross the country. So, and then make money at it as well.
And you're actively taking people all the time as far as you want to hear from people. Hey, I want to apply for this, right? That's something that.
Oh, absolutely. We have so much work and so many opportunities, Jay, that's available to us from our clients that it's just the pot is overflowing with work.
Right.
And so we are hiring drivers on a daily basis. And you think, so why are you hiring drivers on a daily basis? So what's happening? Well, it's not because necessarily the drivers are leaving that you're doing, it's that they are independent contractors. So we don't have a forced dispatch. They do it at their discretion. They can go out and make one move, or they can go out and they can stay out for 3 weeks. We have some drivers that go out for 2 months before returning home. They just love the road. And that's the way you can make great money is to just keep the wheels, it's that old trucker's term, if the wheels aren't rolling, you're not bringing in the dough. So
right. And so once you get signed up in the process, then I guess you have routes everywhere. Actually, that 500-mile number, that surprised me. That's longer than I would have thought.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That'll keep people busy.
But we have many, many moves that are very, very short as well,
right.
in very condensed areas and high density areas across the country. We do projects. We've got a huge project going on for a large client of ours in the Northeast and getting ready to start on the West Coast in California, where we're delivering thousands of vehicles, and some of them are 100 miles or less. It could be 15 miles from one location to another from pickup to delivery. Do me a favor.
So what types of driver work is this? So do you have home deliveries? Do you have test drives? Mm-hmm. You have relocation, the last part of a 9-car load that went to a storage location?
Yeah.
Right? I'm on the right track?
Correct. Absolutely.
Auctions,
absolutely. All of the above. All of the above.
Yeah.
Right. Because ACERTUS customers, so you have OEM customers as well?
Yep. So, but and again, like when I say all of the above, we will pick up like the project that we have going on now in the northeast part of the country in Baltimore, Philadelphia, Boston, and New York, New Jersey area. We have hundreds of these units, our clients' units that are on our storage facility, and then we're doing inspections on those, they're on site and providing maintenance or service to that, and then we're delivering them to it could be a distribution center wherever the end user is, and different distribution centers around around those areas. And again, as I mentioned, the regular driver is just with the regular cars is a large part, but we are really focusing on some DOT and CDL work, as well. So we are looking for not only regular drivers, but those that have a DOT certification or a CDL, license to move those larger vehicles. There you go.
I thought, this is a good time to pull up the slides. I know we were talking about some of these that. Let's see here. Okay, let's talk about this slide for a second. Again, when we talk about ACERTUS, right? Transport, title and registration, storage. What's care services? That's maintenance and work on the vehicle.
You got it. That's where I mentioned about the auto detailing, premium wash, regular wash, could be an oil change on it, a cracked windshield, if it's a vehicle that's being redeployed or being put back into service, or a used type vehicle for maybe a pharmaceutical rep, that they're recycling that vehicle. And then just basic maintenance and repairs, even with brand new vehicles that we move. It's not uncommon if we're moving a Freightliner step van for a company that it's brand new, it's not uncommon the engine light comes on. So then we have to address that, and we have a fleet service that a line that we call, and then we'll place that in to get it repaired and find out what the problem is. That's our responsibility to take care of that, because at the end of the day, at the end of the delivery, that we're handing over the keys and it's ready to be put into service for either that sales rep, whether it be that delivery driver, or it could be that electrical company that's a bucket truck. That it's ready to go when we make that final mile delivery for them.
Right. Because, when you're dealing with a nationwide company and you deliver a service vehicle that they expect to start using right away, and you deliver it with an engine light on and there's steam coming out,
Not good. Not good. Not cool.
Good. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. And it's understandable that you're going to need a larger company to manage that type of, you may not have known that was going to happen.
And that's the whole part of offering all of these services, Jay, that it's a one-stop shop, that you don't need to go anywhere else to do that. If you need it title and registered, if you need any type of service completed on it, if you need to store it for a period of time, just thousands and thousands of storage space, that we have, that, they could store it for months if they want. We offer that service. That's okay. And again, those care services and any type of compliance service that Ryan will talk about, a little later. Again, so you don't have to go anywhere else.
Right, and you can
provide everything the client needs to have that vehicle running.
And to create all those relationships and then manage and service all those relationships, that's a pretty high level of service.
Yes.
It is. High level and detailed.
Yeah, Jay, we're offering everything. From detailing the vehicle to getting the oil changes. We're doing that as a company. Our drivers are performing these services, and we're taking care of them on the end while they actually have these services performed. So DeWayne mentioned it's a one-stop shop. It actually is a one-stop shop. We don't want you to come to us for half of it. We want to do everything for the driver of the company as a whole. So that's where we are with that.
Right. And it's interesting, when we're talking about our drivers, they're actually moving these vehicles. So they're the ones that have to complete these processes or procedures out there. And then we compensate them for that. If they have to go complete a title and registration on a unit, then we compensate them for doing that particular service, or a premium wash, et cetera. So they're compensated for that.
Yeah. Boy, that's a lot to manage. And so then, that during your recruitment process, you probably have a lot to cover as far as all of the things that you may end up being part of the job, right? How do you manage that? Do you have how long does it take to recruit a driver and then onboarding? Talk a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. So I'll even start from the beginning. We're vetting our candidates actually, and people are coming to us. We're out there advertising, but we're also having drivers come to us because of word of mouth. They understand the exciting things that we're doing for our drivers. So in the beginning, when I vet a driver, obviously we're going to check their motor vehicle report and their driving record. I'm going to talk to the driver about our company. I want them to know exactly who we are, not just a little bit. I want them to know exactly who we are to make sure we're a fit for them and make sure that they're a fit for us. Once that driver is on board, okay, then from there, after we've vetted the driver, we do like any other company. We give them a drug screening, and then we send them to orientation. Once our orientation is online, so drivers are able to get an online training. We have a trainer there for them online. Any questions to be asked or And it's a class. It's actually a class. And drivers go, we give them 3 days to complete the class. They get 72 hours to do basically a 2-hour course. Once that course is over with and they've completed it and we actually grade it, even if they're DOT drivers, they actually, during the training course, we want to see if they know how to do logs. We want to see CDL drivers also. Once we complete all of that, then we get them a welcome package. And something I wanted to mention to you also is that we have a load board. You talked about that earlier. We really don't just send them out on the road right away. So we do have a load board, and they do work with a dispatcher. And the load board allows our drivers, because we're not a forced dispatch type of company, it allows our drivers to go in and choose or request one, and we make a logistical decision on if they receive that particular run or delivery or not.
Jay, and it's very, very similar to just like the car haul side, where independent owner operators, they go onto a load board where, whatever system they use and, bid on runs, et cetera, and they have to be vetted. Really, it's very similar, just we're using, actual people to drive the vehicles.
And so this is akin to, the easy way to drive home would be like when we talk about like Uber or Lyft, like a ride sharing, but it's not ride sharing, but it's car delivery, it's final mile, but you've got gigs, short runs, and you can keep adding those runs to your daily process, and that's where the dispatcher comes in. It's actually a very interesting business model. This is what dealerships are looking for, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
Boy, if you saw the things that go behind the scenes, it can be very logistically challenging, out there to pair certain runs up with, short runs with long runs, because, our first and foremost, other than the safety of our drivers, is that, what's in the best interest of our clients, and how do we service, because we have service level agreements with all of our clients to ensure that we're providing the best service and that we're meeting, our service level agreements from, requirements for pickup and requirements for delivery and requested dates and when they have requested or require that vehicle to be there. So we have certain requirements.
And that's a lot to manage too.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's where you've got is VINlocity part of the workflow of the technology side?
Absolutely. And if you think about it, when you saw the demonstration on the VINlocity, we use that to actually pick up the vehicle. And the client, our candidate actually, our driver uses. Absolutely. Driver goes to a vehicle. They're able to take pictures with that VINlocity app. They're able to get the conditions of what the vehicle looks like before they even drive it. They take pictures of the mileage and such. So it protects the driver, it protects us and the client. So we know what the vehicle is like and the condition before we even pick it up and drive it. So.
And ideally, and you know who the worker is during the process. So then the receiver knows who the worker is or something like that. That's all. I know it's very intricate, and really, this is pretty forward thinking compared to.
That's about since I believe '97 for
quite
a long time. Oh yeah.
And there's been changes. I always say, I tell people a lot. Right. I tell people a lot that you can't reinvent the wheel, but you can make the wheel.
On any given day, John will talk to someone that's in San Francisco or someone that is in Florida. So it's not logistically possible to see those folks in person, every time. So that's why we utilize the online. But we actually have them. We have a very slick ATS system that we use that's fairly automated, where they have to go and do an actual video so we can see what the person looks like, how their mannerisms, if that's someone that would be a good representation for our clients and of ACERTUS as a company. So and they're the qualifications minimal.
Right. Okay. Yep. You have your driver qualifications. Also back here, talking about why as being a driver. Here's some of the things you have to look forward to, right? Is the money, flexible schedule, fast payment?
Yes, we have fast payment. We did mention before that we give our drivers what we call a Condata MasterCard. Okay, that card allows us to pay you no matter where you are, whether you're in Las Vegas, Nevada, if you're in Chicago, no matter where you're located across the country, we're able to pay you. because think about it, if we're saying fast cash, we're giving you 80% of that money up front, and we're trusting you to get the vehicle. How are we going to get you that money? We have to have something, so that technology of having that card is how we do that.
Right. And that 80%, I will say, none of our competitors can match that today.
No.
Yeah, no, that's quite a bit. That's good. Because that's what the driver, obviously, when you take a job, you're doing it for money. And the more money, especially on a transport job, right? You're on the road. Last thing you want to do is be trying to figure out how to, make $5 last 500 miles, right?
Yes.
That could be a problem.
Yeah.
And then you have a hard time.
It has happened. It has happened.
Hey, this is auto transport. It probably is happening right now.
Yeah.
and Jay, also not just the money, but I find that a lot of the drivers that we talk to, they love that flexible schedule. They love the fact that we're not a forced dispatch. We require you to take 1 month, one run every 30 days. Now, in saying that, obviously, DeWayne mentioned it earlier, if the wheels aren't turning, you're not earning. But the drivers find it better when they're able to say, okay, I'm going to go out for 3 weeks and make my daughter's wedding the 4th week, or go to a birthday, or be at a elementary school for a father-daughter day or something like that. So, I think the things that we do it's for our client, obviously, but we also want our drivers to want to be here, to want to be able to drive for us. And obviously making cash and getting maybe a safety bonus for not having any incidents during a quarter.
Right.
Those things are what we're doing in the industry that's keeping us ahead of the curve and ahead of everybody else that's actually trying to do what we do. I believe we went from being the ones to, hey, this is what they're doing over there, to now they're saying this is what ACERTUS is doing over there. They have to catch up with us now. So that's where we are.
No, that's good. I mean, that the thing is, ultimately, we all want to work somewhere where we feel like we're a part of something, right? And when we don't feel that way, then it's just a job, and it's not everything we were hoping for. So, I mean, that's great to hear that you've got that community aspect. It's great.
It is somewhat challenging, and it can be difficult when you have many, just hundreds and hundreds of independent contractors that may or may not be working or making moves at any one time. So you can feel somewhat isolated. So we try with our care team, and we hold a bi-weekly Zoom call. Actually, invite all of our drivers, anyone that wants to join, just to bring up any questions or concerns or ideas or things that we need to change. That they can tell some tales on the road, what they've experienced and things that they've seen or didn't want to see out there. But it's their opportunities that to give some of that feedback and kind of interact with the staff. And we invite a dispatcher and dispatchers or from different parts of our organization that they talk to on a daily basis. They just don't see them because we're in Alpharetta, and we're in Atlanta, greater Atlanta, and they're out, in Oklahoma somewhere. So having that person, you can put a name to a face and have a conversation with one of our billing agents, one of our client service representatives, and say, oh, so that's what you look like, et cetera. So nice to meet you. And that's the power of Zoom right now, especially in the times that we're in now with COVID-19. Makes it a little more challenging.
I bet there's somebody right now that this is helping them put a name to a face, to see, what's going on. It's not just a job. There's people that understand what I'm talking about. And I like that. That sharing stories and what's going on. That's why we do the monthly roundtable. That's something that, right, any organization that is, they know that you got to have that community aspect. That's what the water cooler is all about. But we don't have that water cooler now, right? We have a virtual water cooler.
You're exactly right. But no, we always strive to take care of the drivers because they're very important to us, and they're out on the front line. I mean, they're the ones with all this pandemic going on that's really been the troopers out there, and following the COVID-19 guidelines that we've set forth for them, and having to carry that letter of that we're essential, we're an essential company, and that So it's very tough. So it's very challenging for them sometimes, and have to be careful out there. But they've done a really outstanding job for us as independent contractors.
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
then that's a good segue. Actually, I'm going to bring Ryan in here shortly. I'll tell you what, I'm going to start the process of bringing him in, because right now you've gotten over into compliance. But I know when you brought that up, is that I don't talk about COVID very often because we all know about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you add the reality of today's environment to car shipping, car delivery, logistics, I know I was in an auction virtual event, and I heard a manager at an auction saying the logistics of dealing with social distancing, masks, and everything that goes along with it. When you add that element to drive away, you've just really impacted the efficiency and your ability to do what the kind of business you were doing before. Now, obviously, a lot of other things have changed, just inventory and whatnot. But wow, what a parameter.
Yeah, it's interesting the way the business has changed in the automotive industry and the online buying, with the Sonics and the Echoes, and then you can go on Carvana and just order a car and never have to interact with anyone except online. So it's huge shift in the market over the last few years. But for us, our drivers are on the front line, and they still they're face to face with the customers. So we still do the kind of the tough part, and that hands-on type of relationship or type of service with the driver. At this point, it can't drive itself, or it can't haul itself. So someone has to get out there and do that, and that's what we do.
Well, all right. So on that note, I think Ryan can see us and hear us. I think he's getting connected right now. So we'll welcome him when he's and we go through it. So we're live. That's the funny thing. We're live. This is not, you don't get a second take. Boy, do I know. Because I'll tell you, I could have used a second take many times on this show, but we're live, and that's what's cool. That's the fun part, but it's also challenging. So Ryan, when you get connected, please say hello. Can you see us and hear us okay?
I can see you. I can hear you perfectly.
Now Ryan was in a panic state a little while ago because perfect timing his internet crashed on it, and he's sending out panic notices.
Oh man,
so we're like, we got you. We'll cover you.
Yes.
We got you covered.
Yeah.
Man, no problem. And Alicia knows it. Alicia saw me sweating it out when we did her interview. Man, we had a great show. And so, Ryan, we're glad you can join us. And we just mentioned, a little bit of the masks and social distancing. I know that's probably a new area in compliance, but please say hello to the Auto Transport Intel Tuesday Night Live audience. Tell us a little bit more about what you do, please.
Yeah, Jay, first and foremost, thank you for having us here, allowing to use your platform, borrow your platform for this ACERTUS party. I am the director of compliance services. So under my wing is IRP, IFTA, and then we also do the driver qualifications that reports up under me. But really just happy to be here. Happy to talk about some of our products and some of our services.
And so, in compliance, like on a daily, what do you find keeps you busy in compliance, if you don't mind? Really, it's a different thing every day. The real factor now is a lot of people are outsourcing their work. So it's with all the COVID stuff and being in large offices isn't really something that can happen depending on which state you're in. A lot of people, instead of using their in-house or some people have laid off their in-house compliance pieces that do the IRP and the IFTA filings, they've actually started to reach out to other companies, and which is ACERTUS is one of those companies. So we're fortunate to not have been able to, or not really been affected with COVID, especially with my team.
and the forward-thinking minds of us, all being able to pick up and be mobile. So everyone's being able to work from home, and then we do have a small portion of the staff that's able to work and still social distance and be effective and efficient. So that's really what's been keeping us up. Other than that, it's business as usual for the filings. Also, we've partnered with some of the largest retailers, online retailers, of course, because of a lot of people being at home, ordering things online. So there is a much higher demand with some of those the gig workers needing to need vehicles to help out with delivery. So deliveries are up. So that means that some of those big online retailers that we partner with are ordering more inventory. So that's something that's really, it's been exciting. It's been great for us. COVID's not been great for the world, but it's been pretty good for the compliance piece, because we're seeing an influx of orders on that end when they're ordering their power units and their trailers.
Yeah, no, and I know what you mean. Business is up, all right? Business is booming because there's just more need for the kinds of services you've already been providing for years, right? And so, yeah, business is up. And that's it's interesting when we look at the reasons why things, World War II, that was great for production. Right? War is bad, but it was great for production. So sometimes, you just have to look at those elements and say, well, it's good for business. And so, right, I was just thinking you could put on an ad, ACERTUS, we'll take your workload, because, you've got all these companies faced with new challenges, just like dealerships. They don't want to have the sales guys doing it. They need a company like ACERTUS that can just take the workload.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's what sets us apart. It's really we're able to ramp up or ramp down based on your needs, and then we have created a lot of friends in the industry. No matter where it is, but one of our biggest things is the relationships that we've built with the different DMVs and the carrier systems. We've been able to navigate that. I always brag on our team is we're really relationship-driven people. And that's really what set people apart. I think it starts from the top with Bill. If you talk to Bill, you probably would never know that he's the CEO. Just a very humble guy, able to build relationships, and it's the idea of, oh yeah, I want to grab a beer with this guy. So that's really the mentality and just what we look for in leadership and what we look for in people that we work with. People that you don't mind hanging out with, and I work with this guy too. So yeah,
I've met Bill, and Bill is cool. Yeah.
I think Ryan just said that because Bill's watching, just so you know.
Yeah, that's why I said it too. No.
Come on, guys, you're not fooling anybody here.
Yeah.
Somebody saw it on there.
Hey,
true.
2290. Do you also deal with heavy vehicle use tax?
Absolutely.
Form 2290. I think that was just due, wasn't it? Did we just hit that deadline? I got some emails about that.
Okay. Yeah. 2290s. Your HUT filings. So in those HUT areas, and then of course our wheelhouse is the IRP and the IFTA. So yeah, those are big things. We get a lot of questions about those, and we're happy to answer your questions, but we love your work, so we want your work.
Yeah.
So don't even worry about trying to get educated. We'll do all of that for you, and we have all the resources available to make sure that you're in compliance with all the state regulations, and making sure that your vehicles are road ready.
I'm going to bring up
that.
Oh yeah, please.
That can be it's pain points for a lot of different companies that they don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. So it just kind of makes easy pickings that we'll take care of all your pain points for you.
Let's see. I went through. Okay, so here's some exact. You just mentioned HUT filings, IFTA, IRP, yeah, title and registration. All you got to do is say DMV and people just start tuning out. Like, that is really
Yep.
tough stuff.
Yes. It's three letters, but really it's 4-letter word in many areas.
There you go. There you go.
That's why they got it.
Yeah, my ears perk up with that. So all I hear is money, and more building relationships, building our business. So when you hear DMV, so I'm happy to educate you, happy to to take on your work and make sure that you're good to go.
I was gonna say okay. So yeah, in fact, here I want to put some information up here, like contact information. Is this 855 number a good number, and this email address?
Yes, the email address and the 855 is our general hotline. If you follow the script, it'll get you directly to compliance. Or if you have any questions or you need somebody, you can reach out to me. That's my direct line, the 314 number. And Lynn Harrison, who's our guru. All things IFTA and IRP, and she may be in on the chat. I know she's watching. You can reach out to her as well if you want a direct response from either of us. But yeah, that compliance service email, and then of course the website tells you more about our offerings as well.
Yeah, I want to go there now. Let's bring up the website. And we still have more show to go, but I wanted to get that information up there for folks that I know that we've been on for a while. We're going to keep going, but let's see here. Okay, so I'm at ACERTUS.com, ACERTUSdelivers.com/compliance services. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Oh, Lynn is here. Lynn says, I'm here. I'm in the live chat. All right, so good. That's great. I appreciate that. Thank you, Lynn, for joining the live chat because it's very helpful. If I miss a question in the live chat, you can cover for me. In fact, ACERTUS Deliver says our team will help you skip the DMV, which I'm pretty sure that's something everybody would rather just do.
Yeah, you'd rather have a root canal than to go into a DMV.
Yes.
This is a family
Because at least
show.
they're going to numb you. When you go to get a root canal, they'll numb you. You don't get numbed when you go to
They
the
don't
DMV.
numb you at the DMV. There you go. Let's see, what other services? Okay, so IRP, IFTA, DOT compliant. You were just mentioning the 2290 form. I mean, compliance is, boy, that's a road, right? All the things it takes to, and now we're talking about, we've gone back into, we're talking about car hauling, but when you were talking, I mean, you're not only talking about car hauling, you're talking about final mile and home delivery and all those parts that go into the full service of a client, right? This isn't repairs and maintenance. This is, you don't have the right tags for the state that you want to deliver this car in, etc., right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, if you're a client of ours, we have a portal that's available. So let's say you have the registration, or you don't have the registration, but you know the vehicle's registered. Actually, what our clients are able to do is use their mobile phone, or if they're on the go with their laptop, they can print their registration, reprint a copy of their registration, or any of the necessary filings to be able to complete the registration of the vehicle. All of that is available on our website, on our portal. So that's really
cool.
Yes.
And is
that's really. Go ahead.
Oh, that's what I think. I want to go to that PDF. I think that's what was on that PDF. Am I right? That's where you're talking about. Is it this?
There we go. Yes. So that just kind of talks about what we're able to offer. So once you're a client of ours, you will receive the link, and you'll be onboarded into our portal. You're able to upload any of your documentations. You're able to also download. So the initial process, if you want to do a data dump, we can do that. and get all of your fleet, everything that's in there, all your vehicles. We can get that, or we can you can send it to us and we can do that for you. You can also manage anything as far as your actual fleet, and you can also manage the status. So let's say something's being held up at the state. You can see that on your dashboard. So that first kind of snippet there is a snippet of the dashboard. So if something's held up at the state or is being delayed for COVID reasons or any other reason, you'll be able to see the status of your vehicle. You're also able to drill down into that, so to get more information, and that's kind of what you see on that second tab or the second screenshot. It's just a detailed outlook of all of your units, so your power units and your trailers. You can drill down into that, and that's also where you're able to upload and download, through CSV. So you can do a status and do reporting that way. A lot of our customers do that. And then, like I said, on the go, if you need a copy of your registration, you need a copy of your MSO or your title. That's that third snippet or screenshot that you see there. You're actually able to download it there and say, see, here it is. So that's just a kind of a brief synopsis of what we're able to do. Also able to audit fuel consumption, any kind of data integrity and the longitude and latitude. We can do that for you on a weekly basis.
Yeah, that's intense. That's a lot. I mean, and they're within all of that. So many, you've got different states have different regulations, and all the signatures in the wrong place, or the date wasn't put on it, and that's that's the state, and that's it's a lot to it, man. That's a whole business in itself.
Absolutely.
You might have some car hauler companies out there that may be interested after today.
Are you a mind reader? I was just gonna say that, because if you're seriously, if you're an auto transport business and you know that you got a client that expects some form of this business to happen along with the transport, what are you going to do? Are you going to go, get a book and study all night and figure out how to do it, or are you going to outsource it? Find a partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a lot less riskier too. If you're not an expert at it, you're going to have issues. And I've seen trucking companies that work for trucking companies that have holes and issues to get themselves in hot water. So I leave it to the experts. Let someone in a group and a team that's all they do. Like Lynn Harrison. She's a veteran. She's been around for many years, and she knows what she's doing. So the group knows what they're doing. Well,
and that's what's interesting. And another thing that I advocate for in auto transport is that pricing that allows for all of these services to get done. And then along the way, it's still a business, right? You're not doing all these things that then put you in trouble where you're behind the 8 ball with your customer. We know in auto transport that can come down to the first time broker that quotes too low, and now just the simple transport itself is going to put the broker at a break even at best.
Yeah.
And I know the dealerships are running into this with home delivery, concierge services, is that they find themselves where they've told the customer you're going to get all this, and by the time they make it all happen, there isn't any money left in the transaction and all the time it took. So pricing that's a big part of understanding your business.
Absolutely.
So, right. But, preaching to the choir is not real popular at 9:45 p.m. Central Time on Auto Transport. So, all right. So, I know I pulled up the PDFs. Let's do that again. Let's see if we had. And by the way, I want to say this. We pulled up the compliance information. DeWayne, let's take a look at. Here we go. So you go to ACERTUSdelivers.com/driver. This is the phone number, and then you can email drivercapacityteam@ACERTUSdelivers.com.
Right. And if you go to the website and with the /driver, it'll take you right to our application page. And then you have choices, whether you want to be a local driver or if you want to be an over-the-road independent contractor. You can pick what region that you would prefer, to be in. Or you can pick all of them. And then there's also different project jobs on there that we have. And if you want to refer a driver, you can use that to go through the process of referring a local, which we pay for, $250 for a driver referral. So it's really easy to navigate. So or you can send us an email, or you can call us and we'll explain how the process works. We want to hear from you. That's the most important thing, is that we're able to communicate with you and hopefully get you on board and traveling the country and making some good money while servicing our clients.
Yeah. Go on vacation and make some money while you're on your way there.
Absolutely.
Right, because I tell you, that's actually one of the fundamental aspects of why drivers and carriers want to be in trucking, is they like driving. A lot of people do like driving. I suppose we should all still drive while we can. Okay, no, that's a joke to the autonomous mentioned earlier. But no, driving it can be cathartic, and seeing the country, so you may as well get paid to do it, right? And those cars need to get moved.
Yeah, absolutely. Or it's a means that, it's very expensive to fly someone or even drive on your own to go visit a family relative or someone across the country. Hey,
family emergency. You sell your vehicle. Somebody's being relocated, and we know that that's going to pick up again. So you're not only going to have the online car buying traffic going up, but I get the feeling life is going to get back to normal. I don't know, slowly. I'm seeing more traffic. I'm actually personally seeing more traffic recently. I think there's more people on the road.
Right. Yeah, I think so, and you're exactly right. And of course, we live in Atlanta, so we see traffic all the time.
Right.
It's just terrible. So.
Yeah.
Right, so you're based in Atlanta. Are all three of you in the Atlanta area?
Yeah.
Yep, we are. Yeah, our driveway is out of Alpharetta, which is just north of Atlanta. It's where we've always been. But we're in different parts of Atlanta. Now working from home. So.
Right.
I'm out near the Alabama state line and at my farm working. So, and I think Ryan's in wonderful Buckhead right there in downtown Atlanta. So, and a little further north is John, but yeah, with the greater Atlanta area.
So let me ask this. So you've got, so let's say a driver, somebody tonight is like, yeah, I'm interested. Okay, I like this. I want to drive for ACERTUS. So then they go up to, again, they go to, here, that's the PowerPoint. Go to ACERTUSdelivers.com /driver. Is that right?
That is correct.
Go to this webpage, and I'm going to put in the live chat, drive for ACERTUS. So go to ACERTUSdelivers.com /driver. So now you're at the webpage and say, okay, you know what? Yeah, this local driver, I'm interested in that. Click the apply now. Go through the process, and then what happens then? Do they get a phone call, an email? Do you contact them? What happens next, John?
Yeah, so what will happen after that, they go in, like you said, whether they choose local or over the road. We do have a local recruiter. Her name is Robin Stoniker. So not just myself, but Robin Stoniker is my partner, and we actually together bring on the candidates. Robin will get a hold of your application. We try and we want to call everyone that actually fill out an application. We like to vet everybody, give everybody a chance to come on board. If you choose the independent contractor and you go in and select all the regions or wherever you want to be, you're going to come to myself. I'm going to give you a phone call. I'm going to screen you, and then we will go through that interview process. And obviously, if you're a fit, we're going to get you through the onboarding. Same thing with Robin. Where she's not just, although she's here in Alpharetta or in Georgia, we're servicing the entire country because we have storages across the country. So that local driver services that local area for where the storage is located. Okay?
Right. So you could be a driver anywhere, go through this process because that's the area that you're going to service.
Yes.
Right.
We
Gotcha.
have something for everybody. So any kind of driver, regular driver's license, DOT driver, regular driver's license with the DOT medical card, and we also have the CDL drivers that come on board that just don't want to move freight anymore. They don't want to have any hazardous material anymore. They just want to drive, and they're able to drive anything and be able to move the vehicles at the 26K also.
And Jay, that's what's interesting most when I talked about our diverse makeup of drivers is that a lot of our DOT and especially CDL drivers are those people that they're kind of been there, done that from an over the road standpoint, and whether it be a dry van or whether it be a tanker or whether it be a car hauler, and sitting and waiting for 4 hours at a dock to get a slot, and they're just they've been there, done that, and they want to control what they can control more. So we see a lot of those former truck drivers that come on board and drive smaller units, just over 26,000 pounds, that much easier to maneuver, a lot easier ride, and just a lot less stressful, from I guess from driving a tractor and trailer, because it's a safety sensitive type of position.
Well, and you just made me think. I think I made a mistake earlier talking about how drive-away is a van full of people at an auction. Well, that's auction drive-away. But you've got, in this case, right, RV, semi, van, single unit drive-away.
Yeah.
Is there any way to explain the difference other than auction drive-away versus? I mean, how do people know the difference there? It's all drive-away, right?
Yeah, it's all driveway. It's more diverse. We just do a lot of different things because we're doing a project in the Northeast that I mentioned earlier where we're moving a lot of vehicles to one particular spot, and we've got a shuttle driver or a chase driver coming behind them in a van, picking them all up, taking them back, and they're doing it all over again.
Right.
And that's not auction. That part of it's not auction there.
It could be fleet, could be rental.
It's fleet. Yeah, it's fleet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of that. And that's a lot of that we're into now is working with fleet companies and larger fleet companies and putting units into service, for our customers.
Corporate relocation. I mean, it's amazing in the automotive world. And so that's why it always surprises me. In the automotive world, so much is talked about the sale, the customer, the contract, the marketing, and we'll get to transport. Really?
Yep.
That's it? That's all transport gets? Transport needs its own channel.
There you go. Absolutely.
Hey, there's a good idea. That is a good idea.
Or maybe you could expand.
Yeah, right. Maybe. Well, that's the thing. I've been trying to figure out how do I scale this thing, right? Yeah. That's what they tell you on Shark Tank. Well, how are you going to scale it?
Right.
That's a really good idea, Kevin O'Leary.
Yeah. Everything has to be scalable. That's one of our terms that we use.
You all have figured out how to scale this thing. I mean, you have got so you mentioned nationwide. You mentioned markets in Canada. You've got transport, storage, maintenance, compliance,
local moves.
Right. Is there any area of automotive and shipping and delivery that you haven't got yet? I mean, I can't think of anything.
Not that I can.
I wonder if anybody's gonna, and if somebody thinks of it, then Bill's gonna, be like, well, we're gonna do that too.
Yep,
is my guess. Okay, I'm speaking out of turn. I'm speculating live.
If we don't have it, we will when you call.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's interesting you say that because you probably have companies so large that then they say, well, can you do this too? Because you do all this other stuff. But I like the. Oh, go ahead. Who were you going to say?
No, we are constantly brainstorming and thinking of different ways to do things in different parts of the automotive industry because there's so many different moving parts to it. No pun intended. But as to for different types of independent contractors, different types of drivers. So, we're in the different. I mentioned like with the Echo Parks and the Sonics and the where we're moved this in very congested areas. And what type of driver would we use or independent contractor to move those units around? That maybe we have a device where we just send a message to cars available to go pick up, and I'll take that one. Just similar like an Uber or Lyft driver does today. So that's just some of the things that we think about and try to expand our portfolio or different types of services that we can offer. So it's ongoing. It's completely ongoing. So we could easily go from 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 different services very easily. Got a lot of smart people.
Well, I see that, and ACERTUS is everywhere right now. I mean, you see ACERTUS in so many places, and in different verticals of automotive virtual events I've been to, you keep seeing ACERTUS. So I mean, the word is out.
Yeah, smart marketing.
And yet, I do believe that this is a great platform to introduce some of those other ACERTUS services to auto transport companies that did not know that ACERTUS did all those services.
Right.
And you know, there's an opportunity there.
And I think the key too, that what works to our advantage is that, again, we're technology driven and we're always looking for more, again, that innovation. What is a smarter way to do something? You know, rather than working harder, let's just do it smarter. And then if we can do it smarter and we can create that, then we can sell that and we can market that to our customers, you know, as well.
Well, and on that
truly.
Go ahead. We can say.
I'm saying that's truly it's one of the things that sets us apart is the innovation that we have. You know, we have a whole lab just for innovation, huge tech side, huge IT presence in St. Louis. So yeah, that's one of the major things, that we're a tech-driven company and we're always thinking about what's next.
Right.
And there's a lot of new information to tune into right now, so you're well positioned to act upon those changes.
Absolutely. And I think you have to stay ahead of the market and watch what the market's doing and change as the business changes. And we've seen some huge shifts in the last few years. I mean, when you go to a used car place now, it's not Bob's Used Cars anymore, is it? Pretty slick looking operations that they have there. And you're selling a brand name and you're selling what, right. And remember, it started out with the old, what's called drive time. They're kind of ones that kind of started that a little bit. And now there's some really slick looking, auto dealerships, out there. And so we want part of that and be part of that. And what can we do from a technology standpoint and from a logistics standpoint to get a piece of that pie and to work with those companies.
And not only the technology within the logistics, but then when you have the social media component, and I mean, it's fascinating times. So
yeah, absolutely.
And Jay, the thing about that, while we're on this subject, is we didn't jump into doing online orientation during COVID. We were already there as a company. We were already there ahead of the curve. Our competition is catching up to jumping on online to do this. We are already mastering that and have moved on to that before the COVID-19 hit. So we are a technology-driven company. We decided to go that route. It's almost 2 years now into this thing, and it's going fantastic. So
that's excellent. And then going back to the driver piece, driver comes in, goes through the screening, orientation, and whatnot. I guess if they're in a city where you don't have, I don't know, can you do hands-on training? Is hands-on part of any part of the onboarding or training, or you do it online, you have videos? I don't know. Before they're ready to jump behind a vehicle, or I don't know, just a question.
Yeah, especially a DOT that requires a road test and some on the ground type of training. We just don't, you just can't just go get your DOT card and jump into a freight liner or a box truck, and right. that's just not smart from a safety standpoint. But yes, we have and in our local offices there's on the ground training that takes place, and we're actually just expanding our training program overall as a corporation. And that will just play into that as well. But we are fairly automated, even though we can't see the applicants face to face. It's a fairly automated system with a human touch to it. That there are steps in that process where you'll know what the next step is you'll receive an SMS or a text message, or you'll receive an email instructing you as to what to do next. Even if it's just here are the time slots available to you to set up an interview, with one of your recruiters. and you pick what time. So we're fairly advanced in that and have a really, really good applicant tracking system, that we use. But there are some things. It's just good old fashioned recruiting that there's nothing can beat having that conversation, with a person. So
absolutely,
we still do that.
And you're right. I see it on Facebook. There are owners, drivers they're tired of the whatever it is that's become tiresome to their business, but they still like driving. So this is kind of a great opportunity to move in the next phase of what continues to be the focus of what you originally wanted to do, which was drive and make money driving.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yep, and we're in every major market, so I mean, there's no excuse not to work for us if you like to drive. We're in every major market, so come see us.
Absolutely.
So the contact information again, I want to share it, and I think that'd be a good way to wrap it up. So we're gonna do go to ACERTUSdelivers.com. That's the main site. When you get there. Now I put in the /driver, ACERTUSdelivers.com /driver, and is the contact information, I guess I click contact us, that'll fill out a field. Oh, here we go. There's the main number again, the 855 ACERTUS. That's the easiest way to just, call the main number, 855, great. And I've got in the live chat, got the phone number. You've got the compliance services at ACERTUSdelivers.com email address. You got driver capacity team at ACERTUSdelivers.com, that email address. And then you go to ACERTUSdelivers.com, call 855 ACERTUS. And so you're finding out how to sign up as a driver, and you're also finding out how to tap into the compliance services piece.
Exactly. Yep. Absolutely.
DeWayne
Couldn't have
Davis,
said it better.
John Brown, and Ryan Wilson. Guys, thank you so much for your time tonight. I learned a lot. I love that we get a chance to share this important information with the entire industry and ecosystem that tunes in. This is live, then it goes on demand. We share on LinkedIn, Facebook. Let me know how I can help afterward. And guys, I so appreciate you being here tonight.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. I've had a lot of fun.
Thank you so much, Jay.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
See you again maybe in October. We'll do another round in October.
Oh, yeah. So let's do that. Let's do this again in October. We'll do a follow-up. That would be fantastic. So let's make that happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's make sure it's not during the Browns playoff game.
Oh, that's right. Well, okay, so I mean,
playoffs. Whoa.
Right?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves now.
So the Chiefs are taking it all. Okay.
I would rather end this call on a high note, so I can deal with it. So.
He tried to slide it in.
Right, exactly. He did. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
See you guys.
Okay, bye. And I end the meeting there, and bada bing. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for watching Auto Transport Intel on Tuesday nights live. I know sometimes the audio and the video changes a little bit. I think you can still hear me okay. I'm trying to crank it up, but I think it's a little low. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's because I got comfortable. I started having fun. But I did. I learned a lot. I learn a lot every show, and I love it that you guys tune in to learn with me and look at the rest of the industry. It's not just, dispatchers, arguing with, or brokers arguing with. It's not. It's way more than that. We got dealers and OEMs and auction and technology, etc. to discuss, to learn about, to share the information as we move forward together as an industry, as an ecosystem, as a community. I want to thank you, Murphy Auto Transport Dispatch Services, for participating in this channel. I want to thank you, Superflow Systems, great software. Mark is in the live chat, ready to answer your questions. And I want to thank you, ACERTUS. Thank you for your information, your participation. This was a great show. I think we had a lot of information to share and learn, and it was great. And we're gonna do this again. I think we're gonna bring those guys back in October. Hey, you know what we're gonna do Tuesday night? we're going to do Wheel O Topics, September 2020 on Tuesday night. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Kind of hinted on some of it in industry news, but we've got that's episode 154. You're not going to want to miss it. In fact, here I'll give you a little teaser. I got a buzzer. All right, so people are going to buzz in. We're going to do the Wheel of Topics. You're not going to want to miss it. That's going to be a great show. Thank you guys so much. Let's see here. That's my audio. Now my audio's hot, right? Check, mic, 1, 2. I don't know if it's hot. I think we're okay. Listen, it's probably because I brought out the buzzer. The thing went crazy. Thank you so much for watching Auto Transport Intel. Stay safe. Stay in business. Keep us posted. Please join us. And remember, tomorrow, MTC show on autoconversion.net at 2 o'clock. Ryan and I will be live. You've got Dispatching Live Thursday at noon. You got Cars on the Move Friday at noon. So there's no excuse. So stay in touch. Keep us posted. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon.